Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson with a quick look at the early enrollees for the University of Alabama in the class of 2022. Leading off with Ty Simpson, quarterback coming in as a 5-star consensus. The most interesting point about Ty Simpson, he's already enrolled at the University of Alabama, and he's going to help Alabama prepare for the Cincinnati Bearcats, running as scout team quarterback. What we like most about Ty Simpson is his ability to be a playmaker. It's a very similar game, if you will, to Bryce Young in terms of being able to look downfield. But before we continue, we got to get 500 likes on this video, fam. We really appreciate you guys being here. Be sure to subscribe. We continue with the coverage on Ty Simpson. As we talked about, his playmaking ability, kind of that sixth sense. I think that's the quarterback that Alabama wants within their backfield. A quarterback that's able to look downfield, go through his progressions, and then if the pocket is to be able to break down, the quarterback has to step up, still find his receiver, or use his legs. Ty Simpson, a very athletic quarterback, as you can see right here, busting out an incredible run right up the middle of the field. You're getting a very athletic quarterback in Ty Simpson. Elias Ricks, big-time news coming to the Alabama Crimson Tide. He's a 5-star. He'll be here in the year of 2022. You got to think that he's transferring not to sit, but to be an instant impact player, as we've seen instant impact players in the past. Jaheim Oatis, he's a big man, 6'6", 350 pounds, coming in to help Alabama's interior defense. And when you have defensive linemen that are this big, you got to maybe slim them down a little bit. Sometimes that's not always the case, but Jaheim Oatis, I think, has the athleticism at that size to really contribute. Is he going to be an instant impact player? We're going to have to wait and see in terms of that. But what Jaheim Oatis is bringing to Alabama, he's a big, imposing defensive tackle that is athletic, really like Jaheim Oatis and the upside that he brings. Can't wait to see him suit up for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Big bodies on the defense. Everybody knows that's a good thing come signing time. Aaron Anderson, don't sleep on this young man. 4-star wide receiver out of New Orleans. Nick Saban went to Louisiana a couple times in this signing class. And to me, Louisiana is kind of an underrated pipeline for the University of Alabama. Aaron Anderson bringing the fire in terms of his speed and his playmaking ability. You want guys that can do things on special teams if they can't get on the field immediately as a true freshman at that wide receiver position. And when you watch Aaron Anderson's overall highlights, you can get a quick understanding that Aaron Anderson can see the field well, and he's just a game breaker. More game breakers, the better. We've seen freshmen contribute at the University of Alabama. Aaron Anderson is someone you should be really excited about because he's bringing a lot of big-time speed to that wide receiving unit, which is certainly needed. As we continue with our early enrollees video, next up we spotlight Jamarion Miller, 5'10", 200 pounds, out of the Lone Star State. Alabama has a nice pipeline going with the state of Texas, and you know Alabama is excited about going to Austin in 2022. Miller sees the field very well. I think he has some good speed, and I think he's only going to get faster as he continues to develop as a player. What I like about Miller is the way that he's able to read key blocks. He's very shifty, has a good stiff arm, not afraid to put his head down and bury over a defender. Jamarion Miller coming in with a lot of talented running backs ahead of him. But as you know, it's important to have running back depth. Jamarion Miller is a key pickup for this Alabama Crimson Tide unit. Really excited about his overall potential and his power that he's bringing. Very underrated running back, in my opinion. As we continue, you got Trequon Fegans, a safety, 6'2", 180 pounds, in-state prospect. You got to take care of your own backyard. Alabama did that on signing day. And when you look to what Trequon Fegans is bringing, he's a safety that can read the field, has a great understanding of what's happening on the other side of the ball. And I think that's allowed him to make some amazing plays on the defense throughout his high school career. When you look at Alabama safeties and the guys who are kind of exiting out of the program, Jordan Battle, DeMarco Helms, Daniel Wright, those guys are older now. So you need to refill that safety unit with quality players that can come up, make plays, make interceptions, but also drop the wood. And I think Trequon Fegans, as he continues to develop throughout the next couple years, he's going to be very instrumental within this defense. Big pickup for Alabama. Really like what Alabama is getting out of Trequon Fegans. Impressive highlights, very smart, very versatile prospect that actually played on the offensive side of the ball as well. Really important pickup. I think it was a big need to fill at that safety spot. So great job to the coaching staff for wrapping up Trequon Fegans. Speaking of pipelines, how about Tyler Booker out of the IMG Academy? He's a big boy at 6'5", 335 pounds. You look at the prospects that Alabama has added from the IMG Academy, and this first clip is great because he's playing fullback, whatever he needs to do to get into the end zone or help his team out. Booker has a great mentality. You should watch that video on Bama Insider on our YouTube channel. Just type in Tyler Booker interview on Bama Insider. Alabama has added Evan Neal. Alabama added J.C. Latham. Alabama adds now Tyler Booker to that offensive line. What I do like about Tyler Booker is I think that he could play tackle, he could play guard. It's ultra clear that prospects coming out of the IMG Academy are ready to go, have a good understanding of what it takes to be an impact player at the next level. Another pickup out of the IMG Academy, Jihaad Campbell, 4-star linebacker, 6'3", 230 pounds. Really excited about Campbell. You look to Alabama's outside linebackers currently, Alabama's fine, but you got to continue to refill that with top-tier talent. Campbell is somebody who is going to get into Alabama. Can't wait to see him working out with William Anderson, Dallas Turner, Drew Sanders to help continue that lineage of really good outside edge rushers that can get to the quarterback, that can stop a running back to the outside and just be an overall playmaker. Campbell is a really big pickup. This was a great addition by Nick Saban and the staff on signing day. I think it was another need that you needed to go to. Outside linebackers have to be super athletic. I think right now it's the most important position for Alabama's defense, the way that their scheme is set up. Of course, Sal Sinceri doing a great job with that outside linebacker unit. Really big pickup adding Campbell. Elijah Brown, Alabama's tight end coming in with this class, 6'5", 230 pounds out of Ohio. Alabama's went to Ohio a couple times. Elijah Brown, I think, could be a balanced type tight end. And what I mean by that is somebody who can go out, do some dirty work, put your hand in the dirt, make a block, or simply float out downfield and make a play, make some defenders miss and pick up a key first down. Now, I know on Friday of the signing day period window, Jaleel Skinner signed with Miami. And I'm curious to see what Alabama does going forward. I think Billingsley, of course, is coming back for their 2022 season. But is Alabama going to add another tight end that can be a hybrid tight end type player for this roster going forward? You have Robbie Oots. You add Brown. You have a couple other tight ends. But maybe Amari Niblack can fit that need. 6'4", 225 pounds out of St. Petersburg, Florida. You're going to love his highlights. Check out this speed. This is a 230-pound high school senior, and look at that acceleration. Gets to the outside. This is what I'm talking about. When we look at this class as a whole, it was vital to pick up a quarterback that had a playmaking ability mentality coming in. You got Ty Simpson. It was vital to get a transfer that's going to be Elias Ricks. And I think it's really vital to get a player on the outside like Amari Niblack, because I think of the landscape of college football. You have a playmaking quarterback who can extend plays, but you want a wide receiver, a tight end type player that is big, strong, can go across the middle of the field and simply call out, look, I want the football. I can make plays. You look at the Kyle Pitts of the world. You look at some of these other tight ends of college football. I think Amari Niblack could be playing at Alabama sooner than later. Shawn Murphy, very intelligent individual coming in at 6'2", 222 pounds. You need to check out his interview with Andrew Bone on our YouTube channel. What we like about Shawn Murphy, physicality. Very important to have that when you're an inside linebacker. That's the obvious. But you also have to have the mindset and the understanding from the defensive side, what's going to happen on the opposite side of the ball. Shawn Murphy clearly understands the schematics. He's a very aggressive inside linebacker that was a really big pickup for the Crimson Tide. I think that's one area that Alabama's been needing to improve after Christian Harris. Who's going to be that additional linebacker that can step up and be that alpha? Alabama's been good at the outside linebacker position, but Shawn Murphy is a player coming in at the inside linebacker position that you really want to bolster. I think Alabama's interior linebackers are certainly getting an upgrade, adding a player with the IQ and the physicality that Shawn Murphy is bringing to Tuscaloosa. Jeremiah Alexander, 6'2", 235 pounds. Call him a weak side defensive end, a pass rusher, whatever you want to call it. He's a 5-star, and it was easy to understand why he's a 5-star. Great sense of where the football is on the offensive side. He showed a tremendous amount of improvement throughout the course of his career. I think he's one of the best players in the entire country. Jeremiah Alexander was a player that you had to get if you're Nick Saban in terms of landing your top in-state prospects. In the class of 2021, Kool-Aid JaQuincy McKinstry was a must-get. In the class of 2022, that was certainly Jeremiah Alexander. It is super exciting to me that Jeremiah Alexander is coming in as an early enrollee. Same with Jahead Campbell. Can you imagine those guys getting the repetitions with the current outside linebackers at Alabama, led by William Anderson? Jeremiah Alexander, I think, has the speed and the physicality on the outside to continue when William Anderson leaves. And I know that's a gigantic statement because William Anderson is probably one of the best pass rushers that Alabama's had in quite some time. The major takeaway is gigantic get adding Jeremiah Alexander to the class of 2022 for the Alabama Crimson Tide. Next up, we're going to talk about Dayne Shor, offensive lineman coming in at 6'5", 325 pounds. He's been dealt with a couple of injuries throughout the last couple years, but I think when you look at the overall potential of Dayne Shor, that's really up to him. At 6'5", 325 pounds, Shor is going to have an offensive line coach by the name of Doug Marrone to work with. He's going to have the strength and science component to get stronger, to stay healthy. And I think Alabama went out and got somebody that they felt really confident in being an interior offensive lineman. So let's continue to track the progress of Dayne Shor, someone Alabama is clearly excited about. Rated as a 3-star, he's going to have a chance to prove everybody wrong on that 3-star rating as soon as he gets to Alabama. Okay, fam, so here's a recap. Early enrollees on the left, summer enrollees on the right. News changes. We'll continue to keep you posted at BamaInsider.com. If we have an update on Curtis Perry, we'll drop that inside the comment box on this video. Thank you very much for being here. Hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe. We appreciate you more than you know. Inching closer to 70,000 Alabama Crimson Tide football fans right here on BamaInsider.com.